Let's see, this is losers round 5, I believe. Yeah, losers round 5. The winner of this gets to go against blue hits and losers round 6. Oh, there goes Zircon. Death should follow shortly. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we got ourselves a race. So yeah, good luck to both runners. Let's take a look at their PBs in this category. So, Zircon right now is sitting with a 56.50, and DeathJohnson has a 58.14, so about a minute and a half between their PBs, but that could still make for a pretty good race. So yeah, we'll see how they do. Alright, so just going to start with Area 1. This bit is very normal, shall we say. We're pretty much just sucking up ghosts as you would. A lot of this run is the same as what you would do casually, but we're just going to try and do it fast. So yeah, going to suck up the ghosts and collect some keys, continue through the rooms. Not too much going on. Gonna see some doubles in the coming rooms, so see how they do with those. The doubles are not too difficult, but you can mess them up. Loses a few seconds if you do. Not a massive deal in a race setting, but obviously you don't want to. You want as much time as you can get. And there we go. Death has missed one of them, but again, it's not a huge deal. And you'll see these first two orange ghosts in wardrobe room, they actually could set up a double there, but we choose not to. Which seems slow at first, but actually it's faster because the orange ghost in the wardrobe you can suck up at any point in the room, but the orange ghost in the, oh sorry, golden ghost, the one in the middle of the room is part of the cycles. So you want to suck up the one in the middle as soon as you can in order to activate the next wave of ghosts, and so then after that we can suck up the one in the wardrobe in order to, well, because you can get the one whenever you want, so we get it between the waves of ghosts to save time. Setting up a double would lose time because, again, you have to wait for the next wave anyway. So yeah, they're pretty close, about a second difference. And heading to the first portrait ghost. And you see two different strats here. Zircon opts for the top left of the room, while Death goes to the bottom left. And top left is a tiny bit faster, but it's also a bit more finicky, because with the bottom left strat you can kind of, like if you sit next to Neville, then when he activates his heart you will automatically grab onto him, but for the top left strat you have to actually time when you turn around to grab him, so it is a bit trickier, but it saves about half a second, I believe. So, nothing too big, but it's worth going for if you know how to do it. So here they're just going to try to shoot this ball at Chauncey. And here we have the first area boss. Now this boss actually has some interesting strats to it. So first we're just going to dodge some rocking horses, nothing too special here, but then he's going to throw some balls at us. And we want to catch them as fast as we can, so we're going to do a setup. There we go, Zircon performs that perfectly in order to grab the ball as soon as it falls down. So different runners will do slightly different strats, but basically you just want to stand in that position and back up in order to grab the ball, because the balls will always spawn in the same place. And you see that they intentionally let go of Chauncey above 50 HP, and that's because it's not actually possible to one-cycle Chauncey. So the best we can get away with is a two-cycle. But the thing is, if you take him below 50 HP, he'll actually throw 3 sets of rocking horses at you instead of just the 2, so we want to keep him above that. And I wasn't actually looking at what Def did, but it looked like he had some sort of time loss. I'm not sure exactly what. He might have missed the ball. I wasn't really looking, sorry. Yeah, he lost a little bit of time, but they're still pretty close to each other. It looks like they're around 25 seconds apart. So yeah, that is Area 1 finished. 3 more areas to go. Unfortunately, the other 3 areas are not only 6 minutes long, they are a bit longer. Oh, Zircon actually had low percent. So, let me quickly explain low percent. In Area 1, if you avoid all money, then at the end of the area, the game will count up how much money you have. So if you have no money, then it doesn't have to count up your money. So you get to skip one of the menus and save about 1 second. So yeah, you see Def had some pearls, so he had to count through them. So yeah, avoiding pearls is not the easiest thing to do, but if you can do it, then you get to save 1 second. But it's only worth going for in Area 1 because avoiding pearls throughout Area 2 and the other areas just wastes too much time. You have to go super far out of your way to avoid some of the pearls. So yeah, just a pretty easy double in the bathroom. Damn it, Def. Trust me, it is pretty easy. But then in the ballroom are some doubles which are not pretty easy. We'll see how Zircon does with these. So these Shy Guy doubles are probably one of the hardest rooms. Well, the ballroom is one of the hardest rooms in the game to optimize because the Shy Guys are on cycles and you have to suck off their masks and then try and get a double, which, I mean, it isn't too easy in and of itself, but the fact that they're on cycles, you want to go fast in order to make the fastest cycle. And sucking off their masks is a bit finicky sometimes. It's just really difficult to do fast, but Zircon did a pretty fine job there, and it looks like Def is getting the doubles, even though they're not quite the fastest. Yeah. So now Zircon is going to vacuum the wall for a second. So what he did there is he actually pulled a poster off of the wall from the other side. So you'll see after he presses his button and watches this small cutscene, there's going to be another button on the wall. And normally there would be a poster prevent you from pressing that button. But we found that you can suck off the poster through the wall. And so we do that in between the ghost cycles too. well, since we're not doing anything between the ghost waves anyway, we might as well suck it off there and then. So yeah, quite a gap between them right now, but nothing that Death can't recover from. So now we're gonna go back through some of the Area 1 rooms and suck up some booze. So Zircon's gonna go for a text skip here. We'll see if he gets it. He gets perfect RNG. So you'll see he sucked off the tablecloth. He's gonna try to suck up the boo and then suck off the tablecloth, and you see it skipped the boo text. So the reason that works is we think that the game basically says, well, the last thing you sucked up was the tablecloth. That isn't a boo, so there's no need to give him text. So we're going to try to get those text skips whenever we can throughout the run. See if Death goes for it here. If the boo spawns under the table in Parlor, you actually can't get a text skip, which kind of sucks, but yeah, getting a demonstration from Death. He's not having a good time right now. So yeah, the boos will spawn in random places, so boo RNG is a pretty big factor of the run. And obviously you want to get good RNG, but something that separates good runs from bad runs is being able to manage bad RNG. Because it's not like you get bad RNG and you lose X amount of time, because the way you manage your RNG and how you deal with different situations is what determines how much time you're going to lose from different RNG scenarios. So yeah, unfortunately Death is getting pretty crappy luck right now, but this is Luigi's Mansion after all. Anything can happen. Oh, Zircon is talking to Toad. That is something I have not seen in a while. That was very interesting. So yeah, I just tried to mirror warp and fumbled a little bit, but that's fine. Right, so Zircon is in the mirror room now, and here we're going to see a pretty interesting strat, which is technically a text skip, but not the same as the one we already saw. So in here you're going to get the fire medallion, and after you pick that up, Egad's going to tell you all about it, but that takes a while. So what we're going to do, or what he's going to attempt to do, is suck up the boo, and then grab the fire medallion at the same time, and then he's going to save warp using the boo. And because the boo text is going to pop up before the fire medallion text, then we're just going to completely skip the fire text. So you'll see he spawned the boo, opens the chest, and sucks up the boo. Very well done by Zircon. And so, as well as skipping the text, that save warp also skips having to do the puzzle to leave that room normally, where you light the candles, and it also resets the butler cycle. So the butler walks back and forth along the hallway at the back, and you want him to be at the very right side of the hallway in order to light his candles fastest. So doing that save and quit actually resets his cycle, and it makes sure that you always get a good cycle, which is very handy. So we'll see if Death gets the save warp as well. Looks like it. Yeah, so you see that the butler is stood pretty much right next to where you want him to be, which is right on that corner. And you see Zircon is going to actually try to avoid grabbing this hat. Just yet. He's going to try to do a chest cutscene skip. We'll see if he gets it. Looks like he got it. So yeah, when a chest spawns in the room after you light it up, the camera is going to pan over to the chest, but what Zircon did was he grabbed the hat as that panning animation was happening, and so basically the two cutscenes sort of overlapped. And so you only had to watch one animation instead of two. Looks like Death picked up the hat early. Don't know if he was intending to do that, but it's not a big time loss. There are a lot of strats in this game that save like 1 second, so missing one of those strats is not a big deal. It's when you miss a lot of them in a row when your run gets bad. See Zircon going for a pretty tough quad in that room. So good job on getting that. And you'll see that he's going to suck up the boot into this mouse hole. And doing that actually skips the boot text, so yeah, another way to skip text. And that only works in the Japanese version of the game. Ooh, and he went for another text skip there, but unfortunately didn't manage to get it. Not sure what Death is doing. He didn't do Hidden Room, I don't think, which is interesting. Not sure what his plan is. It's really difficult to pay attention to both runs at the same time. I'm trying to look at the one who's ahead so I can say what's coming up, but then I'm just missing stuff that Death's doing, so... He is one boot behind Zircon, I don't know why, but he is. Just accept that. So yeah, nothing too interesting in this room, just another portrait ghost and another boot to collect. He missed Hidden Room Boo. Yeah. I don't know either. But I'm sure he has a plan. Just completely forgetting to do Hidden Room is a very strange mistake, so I'm sure he did it on purpose. I can't imagine just completely forgetting to do a room. He's doing lugs, alright. I guess this is an all portraits run from DeathJohnson. Anyway, so yeah, just continuing through the rooms. We got water now as well. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so Zircon heading into the graveyard. Gonna be attempting a pretty cool double here. We'll see how he does. That was a very nice double. So that skeleton was pretty nice in that he went right over next to the other one so he could get a very easy lineup on the double. Sometimes you don't get that lucky and the two skeletons are really far apart. But you can actually still grab the double when they're pretty far apart. But they were very nice to Zircon there. So yeah, just ignore everything Dev's doing. This is not what you would normally do in an out of bounds run. Pretty sure Dev is just having fun. You know, as he should be. But still, don't watch. Alright, so Zircon is now at Bogmire, the Area 2 boss. It is possible to one-cycle Bogmire, and I imagine he's gonna get it. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen Zircon 2-cycle Bogmire. He's incredibly consistent. And thus, Area 2 is concluded. Will DeathJohnson get the one cycle? Let's see. He does. Nothing too interesting going on right now. Gonna not climb down that ladder and just fall down instead. And now we get to look through this lion head. Zircon got the stumble skip. Pretty good. Sometimes there's a little stumbling animation you get there, but you can consistently skip it if you know how to. And now Zircon is going to walk past Biff. It'll be interesting to see if Death is going to do the same. And here, he's going to walk to the ceiling. Now he's going to walk on the ceiling. Hopefully he washes those footprints off. And now he has ice. Looks like Zircon was going for a tech skip setup, but unfortunately we pulled the clock just a little bit too far. And damn, looks like Death is failing Biff's game. It's a hard trick. Some pretty nice yarn balls from Zircon there. Those yarn balls like to be pretty finicky and they roll around the room sometimes. So, well, sometimes like they will, it's consistent where they roll, but yeah, it can mess you up sometimes. Also, I realized I never explained the boost strat, so I'll do that at some point. DeathJohnson opting to let the boo run away. Very interesting strat. Zircon messing up those candles a little bit. But that is okay. Something tells me that Zircon has a pretty high chance of winning this race, but, you know, Death could pull it back. Very nice triple from Zircon. Alright, so let's look at how he sucks up this boo. So the way boos work is, when you put your vacuum beam onto the boo, they will stay in place for 10 HP, and then they will start to move. So what we're doing with the boost strat, called R-pumping, is, well, basically very quickly putting away the vacuum and pulling it out again. So, and that's every 10 HP. So when the 10 HP is up, the boo would normally start to move again. So we put away the vacuum, pull out again, and then it refreshes the 10 HP. And we can do that 15 times, because every time we do a pump, the boo is going to make a cackling sound. And once it's done that 50 times, it will always leave the room, no matter what. DeathJohnson has a skew right now. That was interesting. At least it looked like he had a skew. Okay, and Zircon heads down to the projection room, or projector room. I can never remember which one. I think it's projector. Gonna see a double here. Nicely done. And then we're gonna see a triple. Meanwhile, DeathJohnson gets ready to shoot the moon. Oh, Zircon actually missing the triple, but does a very quick backup. Oh no, never mind, he doesn't want to shoot the moon. But you know, that's okay. Damn, he's not doing a very good job, is he? Zircon opting to do a safe warp there, which is interesting. You can either safe warp there or mirror warp. Most runners prefer to mirror warp, but you can do a safe warp. And in some situations, it would be faster. Zircon going for a twist double. Does get the suck up. It's basically two singles though. So I definitely did not save the full time from that double there, but hey, he still got the double. So yeah, Zircon is just going through some more of the Area 1 rooms, picking up boos, because we're going to need 40 boos in order to get to King Boo at the end. And these boos all have low HP, so no reason to not get them while we're already here. Another text hit. That one's probably the easiest one to set up. And now we will see Zircon mastery text for a minute. Very exciting. Zircon grabbing some ice is very important and very interesting. Lots of interesting things to talk about at this part of the run, such as walking up to the attic. This double coming up is actually kind of interesting. So he's gonna freeze the twirler and then walk to the left and then push the garbage ghost into the twirler to line them up for a good double. And in the meantime, the other garbage ghost is going to spawn in a random location and we're gonna suck it up. And Zircon heads over to Bulossus, the Area 3 boss. At this point, I'm pretty much just ignoring everything that DeathJohnson's doing. I mean, he's doing clairvoyant. Good job, DeathJohnson. Yeah, I think Death has accepted that he's never gonna win against Zircon, and he's just being a meme right now. So yeah, Bulossus is pretty interesting. Casually, this boss really sucks. No one likes Bulossus casually, but we have a pretty consistent strat, speedrunning wise. And hopefully... Wow, that ice placement is terrible. So the first part about Bulossus is grabbing ice, and sometimes the ice can fly in a very inconvenient location, but Zircon should be able to get this still. Yeah, it looks like it. Very fast one cycle, especially for the ice location. Yeah, as you saw, what we do as the Bulossus strat is we walk over to the other side and then all the boos will sort of try to follow us. And that makes them line up in a way so that we can shoot an ice ball and hit most of them if we aim correctly. And if you don't hit some of them, you can still ice them. Because they do not have the fastest reaction times, at least at the start of the fight. Bulossus actually has 3 different AIs, depending on how many boos are left, so at the start it's pretty easy to just freeze them, but then when you get to the end of the fight, they will dodge pretty much all of your attacks. All of your attacks being spraying ice. Death got a backup double, I guess. That was interesting. Not the double you're supposed to get, but he did something. Alright, so Zircon is heading to the blackout section of the run, where all the power has gone. Oh no. So yeah, most runners will actually use sidestep mode here, but Zircon is opting to do some very nice flashlight movements to avoid getting scared. And then coming up is Grimly. Grimly is an interesting portrait ghost because, well, in terms of speedrun at least, because he will show his heart after a completely random amount of time, and so obviously you want him to show it instantly, but in the past people have had to wait for up to 50 seconds before he shows his heart. So yeah, that was pretty good. That was like 4 seconds. So yeah, it's very unlikely that you'll get more than like 8 or 9 seconds, but it can happen, and it has happened in tournament races before. I don't think it would matter much in this race, unless he had like a 4-minute long Grimly, but he didn't get that, so it's okay. Okay, so I believe Zircon's going to go for Breakaboo. So this boo is not normally in the no-off bounce route, but it is actually faster to get this boo instead of Van Gogh boo by like 8 seconds. So top runners will often go for this boo. However, getting this boo one cycle is incredibly difficult. He's doing a good job so far though. Got too many double cackles there. That's okay though. Damn, Breakaroo did not go back into Breakaroo. That's unlucky. So because Breakaroo didn't go back into Breaker, it means it must be in Pipe Room now. So Zircon can either Mirror Warp out of Armory instead of save warping, and then check Pipe Room for the boo, or he can opt to just get Van Gogh boo instead and ditch Breakaboo. I imagine he's gonna check Pipe Room though, but we'll see. Alright, so here we have the Clockwork Soldiers. There are 3 of them. It would be very nice if we could get a triple on them, and technically you can get a triple, but it's insane and you should never go for it in a run. However, a double is much more reasonable, so Zircon will be going for that most likely. A very lovely setup right there. That was a great double. That was one of the best soldier doubles I've ever seen. Looks like Death got Instagram, so he saved 4 seconds over Zircon. Closing the gap, I see.
Mario. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Zircon's gonna do a mirror lock in order to check Piper. And it looks like he's gonna go for the quad here. Not many people would go for the quad, but I know Zircon is one person who does go for it, so we'll see how he does. He does get the quad. Very impressive. Most people would opt for a triple there. And just suck up the top left pink guy on his own. Man, Zircon's actually on a really good run right now. It's a shame that Breakaboo left. I don't think it would have been PvP pace for him or anything, but very impressive run.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, normally we would not clear this room. However, Zircon needs to check for the boost, so he killed all of the grabbers. And there we go. Good RNG for Zircon. So yeah, Piper and Boo actually has 300 HP, so if you spawn him first, when you want to get Breakaboo, that is a pretty big inconvenience, and you have to wait till he leaves because you can't actually spawn 2 Boos in a room at once. But luckily, he just got Breakaboo instantly. Ooh, unfortunate Western for Zircon. Hit by an icicle and frozen. That Western suck-up itself was very clean though.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see how he does with Western Boo. Western Boo is probably the hardest Boo with the exception of Breakaboo. Breakaboo is very difficult. And yes, loses him at 7 HP. Now Zircon's going to be doing a save warp here. Now Zircon heads up to Van Gogh. So we're nearing the end of the run for Zircon. Not so much for Death, but you know, he's getting there. He's trying his best, I'm sure. Right, so Van Gogh consists of a bunch of triples of different ghosts. And hopefully, Zircon gets all of the triples. So yeah, most of these triples aren't too tricky, but a couple of them can give runners trouble, in particular this one, the grapple one. But Zircon does a great job there. Wow, the title is still wrong. What the hell? I thought they would have fixed that by now. Yeah guys, this is HD Lax versus Mikuron. I never saw who won that race, but I assume it was HD. And Zircon is heading down to the final boss now. So normally, if you don't get Breakaboo, you would get a Van Gogh Boo. However, Zircon got Breakaboo, so he gets to skip Van Gogh Boo completely. So Zircon is on pace for a low 57, which is very good. What's happened to this race? Zircon's doing no half bounds, and Death isn't. As far as I can tell. I have no idea what Death is doing. I thought he was doing all portraits, but he should only have 39 boots now. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you all. I said this could be a close race. But yeah. Then this happened. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Zircon's doing King Boo. Let's watch Zircon. He's going to suck up a ball, as all of the boss fights include. All of the boss fights in this game are about sucking up balls, by the way. So you can get a 2-cycle on King Boo, not a 1-cycle. It is the only other ghost, portrait ghost, where you cannot 1-cycle. The other one being Chauncey. Looks like he's gonna get the 2-cycle. GG Zircon. He is the winner. I didn't even open the commentary thing. Hang on. Give me a second. He will be the winner in a second. There we go. Zircon is the winner. Congrats, Zircon. Alright, so Zircon can come for an interview if he wants. I've never done an interview by myself before, so I'm a little spooked.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Congrats on your win. Alright, I think Death is heading down to King Boo now. So I guess he doesn't want to do all portraits anymore. I don't know when he stopped, but he's doing something. So yeah, what did you think about your run?
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Poor Death. He got hit by Dory the Exploder.
Mario.
Alright, we will see how Death does on this King Boo.
Hello.
Hello.
Right back.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Cool. So how was your run? It looks pretty good from the time.
I had like weird mistakes a couple places in the beginning of the RNG. It was kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was interesting.
I just missed the
Yeah, that Blue Losses was pretty good.
The lines were long.
So yeah, pretty good run for you.
I'm happy with that.
Right, so it looks like you will be moving on to losers round 6 against Blue Hits.
Do I need to call?
Okay, Death is slowly but surely making his way to the end of the run. He's almost there.
I'm gonna be too quiet, that's likely. I suppose last time so you really don't see them once, and you just leave it to me.
And there we go, Death is finished. With a 102.47. Very good.
Rotate it around, there we go. Sorry, I'm watching the lag broadcast still.
Alright. I do not know if Death is going to come for an interview or not, but we'll see. If not, then...
I turned me up quite a bit, so I'm louder than I was.
Oh yeah, you are definitely louder.
Yeah, just so they may be able to hear me now.
Yeah, I could hear you before, but that is definitely louder now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Can anyone else hear me now? Maybe a little bit better than before, who knows?
They can. Hooray.
Right, we can hear.
Okay, I'm not sure if Death is coming. Oh no, he is here. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I'm still... Is this working now?
Yes.
It is working.
It seemed like my microphone was working in the setup room, but then it didn't work in here.
Yeah, it's working fine.
It's working good.
Alright.
So, pretty good run from you, huh?
Yeah. That... years ago would have been a PB, I think.
Wow. Must be a great run. Good job.
Perfect, thanks.
Right on.
Okay. We are all very proud of you, as you should be too.
I am. I'm also proud of Zircon for being much better than me.
We tried.
And I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, I don't know what you did, but I'm proud of you too.
I didn't do much.
Good. Same here.
Cool. Guess that's a good way to wrap this up.
And this is the best commentary ever.
Yeah.
Probably.
I've never done the interview before, so please just let me be bad.
No, this is good.
Okay, good.
This is
Alright,
about
then.
it. This is
Okay.
as awkward
Yeah.
as it always needs to be.
Cool
True.
race.
I like how I 3-cycled Chauncey again.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened a couple weeks ago, and then it happened again today.
I wasn't watching, I was just watching myself most of the time until the end.
Some of it. I was like 55 seconds behind in early area 2.
Hmm. Yeah, I was watching Zircon mostly, and I saw you were pretty much tied at Area 1, and then suddenly you were like 30 seconds behind. So I thought, huh, something must have happened.
Yeah, if I
Something
didn't-
indeed.
Yeah, if I didn't have the miss double in Area 1 and the Toad moment, I probably would have been on like up to Moonshot. I would have had one of the best paces I had. I was only like 10 seconds away at Moonshot from PB. I
Yeah,
think.
you were on
That's
a
what-
really good run.
That was my
Really
best
fun.
pace I've had.
So yeah, cool race. I think we're pretty much done. Anything you guys want to say?
See you next year.
See you
Indeed.
next year.
GG. I
And we
shall,
are done.
I shall prepare myself.
Yes. Good luck against blue hits.
Yes, it'd be a fun one.